picture this. It's like 9:45 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Oh, a very specific time.
Right, very specific. You're staring at your phone screen, bathed in that harsh blue light, and you're acting like a frontline medic,
Oh, man.
trying to perform like tiny emotional CPR on a text thread that is completely flatlined.
We have all been there.
You know the drill, right? You type something out, you delete it.
And then you type it again.
Exactly. But maybe you add, I don't know, a laugh cry emoji just to soften the blow.
Oh, yeah.
And then you delete that because you're worried it looks desperate.
So you try a single casual question mark.
Yes. You're frantically trying to shock this dead conversation back to life with the exact mathematically perfect combination of characters.
It is an incredibly relatable and just deeply exhausting place to park your mental energy for an evening.
It really, really is. Well, welcome to today's deep dive into modern dating communication. Our mission for you today is simple, but the execution is tough.
Definitely tough.
We're figuring out how to tell the exact difference between giving a genuine chance and chasing a thread that has already gone ice cold.
And the guiding principle for you to keep in mind throughout this deep dive is basically dating confidence without games.
I love that.
Right. We want to navigate all this modern romance ambiguity without, losing your footing or resorting to manipulation.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because when you're in the thick of it, it's so easy to forget that a dating conversation is not a courtroom case.
No, not at all.
You don't have to present overwhelming evidence of your worth. It's not a sales funnel, and it is definitely not a rescue mission.
I mean, the core mindset shift here is realizing you do not need to win a dead conversation.
Right.
If someone is not giving you effort or clarity, sending more messages isn't going to, magically manufacture those things out of thin air.
Yeah.
Stopping isn't losing a game. It's simply reading the room and deciding to leave a party that is no longer fun.
But I want to push on that a little bit. Why is it so hard to just put the phone down? Like, objectively, texting is literally just tapping your thumbs on a piece of glass.
Yeah, that's very true.
So why does silence from a person we barely know trigger such a massive physiological response? Why do we keep texting way past the expiration date?
Well, to understand that, we have to look at the psychology of human communication, because human brains absolutely despise open loops.
Oh, interesting.
There's the psychological concept called the Zeigarnik effect.
The Zeigarnik effect.
Yeah, which basically states that people remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks way better than completed ones. Silence feels like an unfinished task.
Oh, wow.
So you keep texting, hoping to get that neatly packaged closure, totally forgetting that sometimes
the pattern is the closure.
Exactly. The pattern of silence is the closure.
The pattern is the closure. Man, that hits hard. It essentially means we are fighting our own brain's desire to just, categorize the interaction as finished.
We really are. And that drives the second reason we hold on, which is confusing potential with participation.
Wait, unpack that for me.
So potential is that voice in your head saying, oh, this could be great if they just tried.
Right, or like, we have so much in common.
Yeah, if we could just get past this weird texting phase.
Yeah.
But participation is reality. It's looking at the screen and asking, are they actually showing up today?
But wait, isn't dating all about potential? Like, if we didn't hold on to a little hope, nobody would ever go on a second date.
Sure, but
How do you turn off that hopeful voice without just becoming a complete cynic?
by recognizing that potential is a prerequisite, right? Not a substitute. Potential is great for a resume, but it is terrible company on a Friday night.
That is such a good way to put it.
A real connection requires active participation.
Yeah.
And when we ignore that lack of participation, we fall into the third trap, which is the myth of the perfect message.
Oh, no. I am so guilty of this.
We trick ourselves into believing that if we just find the right combination of humor and wit,
And casual indifference.
right, exactly, that we can fix a pattern of disinterest.
I have absolutely drafted texts in my Nights app trying to find that magic formula. It feels like you're trying to crack a safe.
And why do we do that? Because sending another text feels like you're still driving the car. It's a defense mechanism against rejection.
Oh, because if you send the text, the ball is in their court.
Exactly. You retain the illusion of control. But the reality is, sending messages to someone who isn't responding drains your autonomy. Stopping is what actually puts you back in the driver's seat.
That makes a lot of sense. We're so terrified of the finality of rejection, so we keep the loop open. And imagine that's also why we cling to the version of the person from, like, the best moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you had an electric first date or the banter was amazing for 3 days, You hold on to that ghost.
You're messaging the ghost instead of the actual person who is currently leaving you on read. It's the ultimate cognitive dissonance of modern dating.
When you lay it out like that, it really starts to feel like you are just auditioning for basic attention. You're tap dancing for a reply,
Yeah.
which is actually the perfect time to introduce a segment we're calling the dignity meter.
I love this concept.
Right. So before you hit send on that next text, especially when you've rewritten 5 times,
Yeah.
you need to check your metaphorical dashboard and ask, will this message give me clarity, or am I just trying to get comfort?
What's fascinating here is that the dignity meter operates like a fuel gauge for your self-respect.
Okay, so break that down.
So when your tank is full, you are in the green zone. A green message is one where you are asking a clear, straightforward question.
Like seeking actual logistical information.
Yes, to move the connection forward.
Like saying, hey, are we still on for Thursday at 7? Do you have enough fuel, enough dignity to just ask for the truth?
Precisely. Then you have the yellow zone.
Uh-oh. Tank is getting low.
Tank is low. This is when you're sending a message primarily to seek reassurance because the current pattern feels bad. You're poking the bear just to see if it's still alive.
The classic. Just checking in. Hope you're having a good week text.
Right.
You don't actually need to know how their week is. You just want them to acknowledge you exist so your anxiety drops.
Exactly. Which brings us to the red zone. You are running on fumes.
And what's a red message?
A red message is written to extract fuel from a completely dry source. It's mainly designed to make the other person feel guilty or to force any response at all.
Even a negative one, just to end the silence.
Yep.
That distinction between seeking clarity and begging for comfort is so sharp. But it raises a tough question. Because in the movies, the romantic hero never gives up, right? They stand outside with a boombox.
A classic trope.
So how do we know if we're being admirably persistent or if we're just desperately chasing someone who is actively running away?
The fundamental difference between persistence and chasing comes down to boundaries. Persistence is clear, respectful, and most importantly, it's limited.
Limited, okay.
It's based on previous mutual signals, and it doesn't require the other person to manage your guilt. It simply says, I can make one clear attempt.
And chasing.
Chasing is repeated, anxiety-driven, one-sided. It tries to create interest out of thin air. It says, if I find the perfect message, maybe I can change the pattern.
Okay, so if persistence is limited, what's the actual limit? Let's introduce the one clean follow-up rule.
This is a lifesaver.
If a thread goes cold, you get exactly one thoughtful, low-pressure follow-up.
1, keep it light, like picking this back up because your travel story still needs an ending.
Right.
Did that road trip become a disaster or a personality upgrade?
I actually love that. It's fun. It doesn't mention the fact that they ignored you for 4 days, and it gives them an incredibly easy opening.
Right.
But I have to ask, isn't sending a follow-up kind of rewarding bad behavior? Shouldn't I just walk away immediately if they ignore me?
Not necessarily. People get busy, right?
Yeah.
Texts get open and forgotten. Life happens. The one clean follow-up isn't rewarding bad behavior. It's an ultimate test of boundaries.
Okay.
If they respond enthusiastically, great. But if there's no response, you stop. Not out of pride, but to avoid turning your attention into a campaign.
Got it. So we need a structured approach to take the emotion out of it. What does that look like?
We use a simple framework. Door, data, decision.
Door, data, decision. Okay, step 1 is the door. You send one clear, low-pressure message giving an easy way forward. I'm enjoying this. Want to grab coffee this week?
That is a beautiful door.
Now, what a door is not is a vague, hey. It's not a guilt trip. And it's definitely not a 3-paragraph essay demanding emotional certainty.
A 3-paragraph essay isn't a door, it's an interrogation room.
True.
So once you've opened a clear door, you move to step 2, data. Observe what comes back. Do they answer the question? Do they suggest a time? Do they add effort?
And here's where it gets really interesting. This data is not a verdict on your self-worth.
It's not.
If they reply with a one-word answer, it doesn't mean you're unlovable. It is purely information about their mutual interest and availability.
You're just a scientist observing a reaction. Which brings us to step 3. Decision. Decide based on the pattern, protecting your clarity over your ego.
If the signal is mixed, clarify once. If it's one-sided, stop. But reading that data can be tricky.
That's why we apply the stoplight system.
Green, yellow, red.
Exactly. Green light means keep texting. They show energy, ask questions, give context for busyness, like Thursday is tough, but Saturday works.
Love a green light.
Yellow light means pause and clarify. They're interested, but vague, like we should hang sometime.
Sometime. Ugh. The graveyard of dating plans.
And red light means stop texting. Ignoring questions, one-word replies like, oh yeah, keeping you loosely engaged without making plans.
Okay, let's play a quick game. Segment time. Breadcrumb or busy? I'll give you a scenario, you tell me the light.
Let's do it.
Someone takes a full day to reply, but then says, I'm slammed this week, but how's next Tuesday?
That is busy. Green light. Slow reply? Sure, but it gives context, follow-through, and direction.
Okay, scenario 2. 3 weeks of silence. Then you get, Mrs. You stranger.
Oh, that's a breadcrumb. Blinding red light.
It's just an ego snack for them, right?
Exactly. Warm messages that never become effort. They're giving just enough attention to keep you waiting.
Let's take it a step further with another segment. Text thread autopsy. Put on your detective hat.
Oh, let's examine the crime scene.
Person A, want to grab coffee this week? Person B, yeah, maybe. Busy week, lol.
Okay.
Person A, no worries. What day might work? Person B, not sure yet.
Ouch.
Person A, okay, just let me know. Person B, ha, yes.
So person A provided a door, but B didn't walk through it and offered absolutely no alternative.
This thread only has a pulse because someone keeps shaking the table.
Verdict is a red light. Stop.
Okay, rapid fire examples. Dating app banter with no plan. They reply to jokes but avoid attempts to meet.
Stop.
What about after a first date? You text, I'd like to see you again, and get silence.
Give it time. Maybe one clean follow-up, then stop.
Right, and whatever you do not send guess not.
Never.
Okay, what if they're a slow but clear texter? Work is intense, but Saturday afternoon works.
Green light. Slow does not mean red if the data is clear.
One word, replies. How was your weekend? Good. Anything fun? Not really.
Stop.
The disappearing act. They vanish, then return with, hey, stranger.
A good response is, I'm open to talking, but I do better with consistency. What made you reach out? If they stay vague.
Stop. Yes. Stop.
Let's quickly run through mistakes to avoid. Traps when the thread goes cold. First, no guilt tripping, like, guess I meant nothing.
No passive-aggressive check-ins. Are you alive?
No emotional essays too early. And no double or triple texting to force momentum.
Right. And no fake accidental texts.
Oops, meant that for my mom.
Exactly. Or jealousy tactics, or threats to leave for a reaction. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, we want to avoid any pickup artist tactics, like artificial scarcity or negging, and gender stereotypes, like men always do this or women always do that.
Yes, evaluate the individual data in front of you.
So how do we actually execute a clean stop? Welcome to our final segment, the last text draft. Give me some practical scripts.
Well, option 1 is clean and warm. I've enjoyed talking to you, but I'm going to leave this here, wishing you well.
Perfect. What about option 2?
Direct and light. I'm sensing the timing or interest might not be there, so I'll step back. Take care.
Option 3. For the vague planners.
Plan clarity. I'd be up for meeting, but I do better with actual plans. Are you interested in picking a day?
And option 4.
The power of silence. If you already sent a follow-up and got silence, no final text is needed. Just mute the thread.
The bottom line is, a clean stop is an act of quiet self-respect. Let's do a 5-point recap for the listeners.
Number 1, you do not need to win a dead conversation.
Number 2, use the framework. Door, data, decision.
Number 3, use the stoplight. Green means mutual effort, yellow means clarify, red means stop.
Number 4, one clean follow-up is enough.
And number 5, stopping is not a failure. It is choosing clarity and self-respect.
So, we want to know, which texting situation is hardest for you to stop? Comment with the number of your biggest struggle. Is it 1, no response after a good date? 2, warm but vague replies?
3, one-word answers.
4, someone disappearing and coming back?
Or 5, dating app banter that never becomes a plan. Let us know.
It's a great discussion to have.
Next time, we're tackling how to handle mixed signals without losing your mind. We'll figure out what to do when someone is incredibly warm one day, distant the next, and leaves you trying to decode every interaction.
This raises an important question, something for you to think about. If you redirected all the emotional energy you currently spend trying to decode dead text threads into people who are actually excited to participate in your life, what kind of connections would you have room for by this time next week?
Wow, let that sink in. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.